Angle, the most valuable full-time performer in the company, had an MRI on his neck on March 3rd, and the result came out that Angle had severe neck damage. He will become the 8th WWE wrestler over the past few years to undergo neck surgery under Dr. Lloyd Youngblood in San Antonio, which will put him out of action for about a year. His symptoms, shooting pains down both of his arms, numbing in his fingers, and a burning sensation in the neck, had gotten worse while on the South Africa tour this past month.
I got to point out, though, I think a lot of his, the origins of it come from pre-WWE, so it wasn't because of pro wrestling, right? I mean, it was because of wrestling, probably, not because of WWE, though.
Right,
so yeah. You may be the only one of all, 8 of them?
Yeah, and Uncle Dave points that out on the Wrestling Observer. He says, well, obviously his neck issues started literally in 1996 in the Olympic Games when he snapped his neck there, and they've just gotten worse over time. I mean, we're now, I can't math, 7 years removed from that, just about. So it's a lot, man. And he's been going hard and heavy in the WWE for all them years. So, well, not all of them. He debuted, what, 99?
Yeah.
So
late 99. So basically it was 2000. So.
Yeah. So about I'd say about 3 years in the WWE. So, and I don't know what all he had done to his neck after he broke it the first time. So I don't know if he had it properly fixed or not, but.
Well, he doesn't have it properly fixed this time. I'll tell you that. He's back really quickly.
Yeah. This, I don't think he did the fusion surgery that he was supposed to have. I think he basically put a Band-Aid on it and kept going.
Yeah, it was like I don't know if it was experimental, but it was some kind of new surgery.
Yeah, and wasn't it because of the time limit where they were like, well, if you do this, then you'll only be out this amount of time.
Yeah, because he comes back for Vengeance, I want to say, in July.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
And for some unknown reason, all of a sudden he's a face and Brock is the heel.
Yeah, right. Well, meanwhile, the injury to Kurt Angle has caused something of a continuation of what has long been an attempt to change the style within the company. Angle will undergo neck fusion surgery shortly. Well, we just talked about that.
About that.
Yeah, right. The surgery was originally scheduled for March 17th, but is being moved to early April. The planned title change for March 11th to Brock Lesnar in Pittsburgh didn't happen when Angle himself asked Vince McMahon on March 10th to allow him to do the match at WrestleMania. Angle went to all the key parties, such as Lesnar, Chris Benoit, who would get the spot at Mania, as well as his wife, to talk over the decision. McMahon was expecting that Angle would change his mind at the end, but he didn't. The plan is for Angle to work a real match as opposed to a short gimmick-oriented match and drop the title, which he did.
And how ironic, by the way, that Brock would damn near get killed in this match.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was Kurt that was.
Can't make this up.
Yeah, it was Kurt that was all effed up, and then Brock was the one that came out of there almost worse for wear. A couple of things about this. I know Kurt Angle on his podcast, I heard him talk about this personally. He said he was all set. He was like, man, I don't want to miss WrestleMania, but, I got to get the surgery. And then he said I think he said a friend of his has a son that's has Down syndrome or something like that. And Kurt was his favorite wrestler. And when he found out that Kurt wasn't going to be at Mania, he got really upset and was like, oh, you're not going to be there, Kurt? And he was like it wasn't like guilt tripping him, but, it made him feel guilty because he's like, crap. He's like, well, I guess maybe I could, get out one more match. So he said after the hanging out with his friend and his kid, he went to Vince and got it switched. Bruce Pritchard talked about the Chris Benoit thing, though. He said that was only a discussion for like a minute and then brushed off because he said Vince never saw Benoit as that guy to fill in that spot. Ironic that the very next year he'd be headlining the whole damn thing and winning the world title. But
right.
Bruce said they were literally throwing everything at the wall because there for a while it was
okay.
Oh, Kurt's
I'm
not
just saying
about
the roster. Who the hell else would it have been?
They were talking about maybe throwing the Undertaker in there, the Big Show.
Yeah, ironically, the only if there is a bad match in this card, it's the Undertaker's.
Yeah, right. And even that one I didn't hate as much as I thought I was going. Like I was like, this isn't bad. We'll get into it, but yeah, Chris Benoit, like in the ring, I think could have got it done, but they didn't feel like he was a strong enough character to headline the show and then be the one to pass the title down to Brock, basically. So I don't know. But then again, the original plan was to have Brock. If anybody remembers, where it was supposed to be Brock versus Kurt on SmackDown, and then it turned out to be his brother Eric Angle in the ring, and Kurt slipped in and like small packaged Brock and got the hell out. That was actually going to be where Kurt dropped the title to Brock before Mania, so that they could, get somebody else in there. But they switched it at the last second because Kurt said he could do the match, so that's what they ended up going with. But man, it's a hell of a we're building up this huge match to crown, to crown Brock Lesnar as the new top guy, whatever. And
even though he just got off being champion a couple months ago, that was a big first time thing. Even though it wasn't, he was literally just champion.
Right? Yeah.